Hey, it's Jean Nolan here. One of the most important things in my life is the health and the well-being of my family. And one of the products that we absolutely love to use and have had amazing results with is Z-Stack. It's Dr. Zelenko's Immunobooster, and it really does the job absolutely well. Now, as most of you know, Dr. Zelenko recently passed away, but he's left behind a legacy with Z-Stack and his other products, and also the Dr. Zelenko Freedom Foundation. So every time you purchase Z-Stack to help boost your immune system and the immune system of your family, 10% of the profits will also automatically go to the Freedom Foundation. So I encourage you to check it out, Z-Stack by Dr. Zelenko. Use the link and the coupon code in the description, save, and also help the foundation. Hey, Inspire Tribe, my fellow freedom lovers, it's Jean Nolan here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for commenting and for subscribing and hitting the notifications button. This is more important than ever. Even if you are a subscriber, please check that you haven't been unsubscribed. All right, let's dive into it. Is telling the truth fear porn? We've been accused of that, and many other truth seekers and truth speakers, if you will, have been accused of that. And I want to dive into this topic from various perspectives, not least from the spiritual perspective. Now, one thing has been said a long time ago. No one is hated more than he who speaks the truth. And that was said by Plato. This has been said over and over again by many other people, and it's been shown in this world today that people who speak the truth are first fought and ridiculed and silenced and all these things. But if they truly speak the truth, seek the truth, and put it out there, it usually prevails, and they prevail. A good example is someone like David Icke. We've been following his work and reading his books, and so thankfully now we've been collaborating. And he, of course, has experienced this whole journey from being ridiculed, from being canceled back in the 90s, to this place in history that he has now for simply pursuing the journey of truth. In our perception, truth makes us free. But people, of course, perceive truth oftentimes as fear porn, when there's really nothing to fear but fear itself. Those who don't want others to speak the truth, there's usually a pattern there. And I'm not saying this from a place of judgment. I'm saying this from a place of clarity, having realized my own pattern a long time ago, having healed it, and thus I can speak from a different point of view. I'm not saying we're not continually in a journey of healing, all of us, and that other things might not come up. But when one is not willing to confront the truths in their own lives, then of course, seeing truth on the outside that is unsettling triggers a lot of negative feelings and emotions. And what I mean by that is we all carry trauma in the way the world is built, society is built, with the way we're being brought up, bombarded with trauma from all angles. And of course, family pain, family hurt, and dysfunctional relationships all cause trauma in our lives. Some severe, some less severe, but trauma nonetheless. And if we don't heal that, address that, and actually bring it to a solution energy, then we will carry that energy always. And then everything that represents truth in the outside will trigger us. And what we so often see in the spiritual community is spiritual bypassing, where people use otherwise powerful techniques and processes to bypass the real work that needs to happen in their own lives. And these are feel-good techniques that allow them to make them feel better in the moment, but they're not addressing the real issue. And one of the eternal truths of our existence is that we cannot change what we're not aware of. And so it is our deepest inspiration to become aware of all things that need changing, first in our own life, of course. That is the premise for it all. The beginning of it all is to become aware and heal. That's the most important thing. But then with this wholeness that we have, and with having reignited our own lights, we need to shine a light on the truths and the facts of this physical realm that we live in. And when we speak about things like child trafficking, when we speak about ritualistic abuse, when we speak about stuff like adrenochrome, when we speak about things like these horrific practices, then people often say, why do you focus on that? If you would just direct your energy elsewhere, this would all go away. And I keep continually saying, if this were the truth, we wouldn't see this anymore because it's been ignored for such a long, long time. But what if you could make connections that would make much more sense and would create a broader picture? What if we realized that the funding mechanism for very dark entities and groups on this earth is actually human trafficking, is actually drug trafficking? Are these illegal things that are happening? Is child pornography? They use these highly lucrative things that are in the hundreds of billions of dollars per year in terms of profits to fund their illegal activities against humanity. You see, if we don't uncover truth, we can never connect the dots. If we can't connect the dots, we can't do anything about it. And if everybody would simply say, all truth speaking is fear porn, that's why we won't do it, we couldn't possibly solve any of the problems that need solving on this earth. And I encourage you to go back and watch the recent interviews we did with Dane Wigington from geoengineeringwatch.org, something that affects every living species on this earth, of course, including us, deeply. And people are closing their eyes simply because they don't want the negativity. They don't want to be confronted with facts in their lives because it hurts. But if this is the age of discernment, this is the time period in our shared history where we decide whether we're actually going extinct as the species that we are, whether the journey ends here and we turn into this artificial dystopian future, or we actually take full responsibility and we actually look at the facts and the truths of our time and begin healing and begin changing, begin transforming. If we can have this moment for a critical mass of the human family, which we are having, we're in the process of creating it, we can affect extremely positive change in ways we currently can't imagine. Yes, just illuminating truth and uncovering things without even thinking or co-creating solution energy is not good. Never voice a negative without a positive. So beautifully expressed by Kathy O'Brien in her books. Always, she expresses that in her book, which is so important. It is so clear that we need a positive vision for the future, but it is so clear that we need to become fully aware on a massive scale on what's actually happening, or we can't change those things because we are not aware. So that requires critical attention. That requires the willingness to go into places that nobody actually wants to go and to uncover things nobody actually wants to uncover. But it has already, this movement, this truth movement has already created so much shift energy. The truth about what's happening in politics, the truth about our history, the truth about the financial system, the truth about medicine. Just think about the past 2.5 years. The mass awakening, yes, mass suffering as well, but mass awakening to the truths about the medical, big pharma, and scientific community in cahoots, of course, with big tech, big politics, big agra. All of those things are coming together and people are realizing what is actually going on. And what happens? They're withdrawing their energy. They're not participating anymore and they're looking for better solutions, and better yet, they're beginning to co-create better solutions. I have no interest in fear porn, which is truly just sensationalizing information for the sake of spreading fear or for the sake of instilling fear. As a matter of fact, I believe fear is a very powerless emotion that doesn't give us anything and doesn't help us with anything. But I do believe in speaking truth. And I do believe that when we ignore it, we become part of the problem rather than the solution. I would just encourage you to walk with these thoughts. I would encourage you to make truth the centerpiece of your life. It is truly truth that is always empowering. It is our resistance to truth that is challenging. I want to repeat that. The truth itself is always empowering. It is our resistance to the truth that challenges us. It is simply the defense mechanism that we have. And I want to really quickly speak about the infiltration of the spiritual community and the disappointment we have had in so many thought leaders and teachers of the spiritual community that have basically gone with the party line, gone with the official narrative, gone with the mainstream over the past 2.5, 3 years, hook, line, and sinker, and have misled and misguided so many people that trusted them, which of course makes it even more important to realize that we have to find that inner connection, that intuition again, that higher guidance, and trust in that, trust in the connection with the Creator rather than anybody out there, including us. I don't want you to take information we present just at face value. Please go and research this for yourself. Use your own discernment, use your own intuition, use your own intelligence and logic, and verify these things or disprove them if that's fine too. That's the only way we can actually create positive change. So we will continue because we are inspired. That's in the name. We're inspired. Truth inspired us, and truth inspires us. Facts inspire us. It gives us more motivation, more energy, more love to co-create a positive, beautiful future. We love speaking about the new solutions. We love speaking about a new way of living together. And we love seeing a golden age on the horizon. It's us, you, us, everyone. We're the ones who have been waiting for. And we can create this. Truth will make us free. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll be back with you again very, very soon.